Mark, it looks like you have your full lineup tonight with Borowiecki back and Bobby Ryan as well.
Yeah, so we did send the two young guys back to Belleville yesterday, Willan and Balsers, and they both played extremely well this year, especially young Rudolph Balsers. I think that he's going to be a force to be reckoned with for us next year. He showed that he is capable of playing in the National Hockey League, and I think with the summer's strength training, and we're very positive about how good a player he can be. He played in all situations for us. He played in the penalty kill, and he really performed well there. He played on our power play at the net position. He's really a bright kid, and his intelligence showed throughout anything that we gave him. And of course, Christian, we've talked about him. We've sent him down more times than I'd like to remember, but he kept finding a way to get back up because of the injuries that we had, and he's really where the game is going. That mobile defenseman that can join the attack and that can exit the zone in so many different ways, not the least of which is on your own. So coming back into the lineup tonight, Borowiecki, that's wonderful for us. I'm really happy that he is in the lineup to help us end the season. I think he plays the right way, he acts the right way, he leads the right way, and that's the type of example that we want for our young team moving forward. And of course, with Bobby coming back in as well, that will help. And the Yaros, who missed the last two periods of last game, looks like he's all set to go.
Anderson in goal, and who backs up?
Nielsen will back up. We're just going to go with the older guys tonight, and I think that's the right way to go and the right way to finish.
Did you watch last night's game, Columbus Rangers, and any less motivation going into tonight's?
Well, from the standpoint, I thought when 7 seconds to go and they tied it up, I thought, oh boy, this is going to be interesting. But the overtime was really exciting. Both teams had great chances. I thought the goaltending on both sides was very good in that game, and they found a way to prevail. The Breadman was really. He was excellent. He was outstanding. When they needed the game to be broken, he broke it both with the second goal to put them up 2-1, which was a beautiful goal, and his shootout goal was a beautiful goal as well. So, I think that's why he's as well thought of as he is. He's a really good player that has great hands, and at any time, if you give those guys an inch, they don't need much of a chance to make a great scoring chance.
How have you felt about your brother's play?
I've liked Anthony's play. He's played very well. He's scored for us, and I think that, as much as you don't want his scoring to totally define him, scoring does define him, and there's such a premium on scoring in the National Hockey League. And I've said a couple of times that I think that Anthony picks up his game without the puck, then he'll be a really good NHLer. And sometimes, the forces kind of meet and you end up having a right connection. Like, this is a team that has the ability to give a guy like him a great opportunity. And again, I think you've got to ride with players like that. You have to make very determined assessments of what you need where and what improvements you need in his game, and he seems really willing to try and do those things now, and it's going to be a bit of a process. I think that if you send a guy in the off season and say, here's the things that we want you to work on, and if it's strength or if it's quickness, that's one thing. But if it's your play away from the puck and how you stop in the defensive zone and how you play when you don't have the puck, that's a pretty specific area that you want him to improve in. And the payoff for him is he's going to have the puck more. Right? When he has the puck, he's a wonderful player. He's got great speed, he's got great power, he's got a terrific shot, he's got a really good offensive instincts and speed. So those are all things that that in the package you say, oh my God, that's a really good set of skills that he's got. Now let's see if we can add something to him. And I think he's got a chance to be a way above average player. He does have the offensive ability to play in the top 6 position. What you'd like to have is when you're top 6 guys, you're not afraid to play them against anybody, then you've really got something. And that's where I think his game can get to. To me, I've been in a lot of teams, and I've been in a lot of teams that have been playing out the string, both as a player and as a coach, and then last year as an assistant coach. The right way to do things is always to do the right things, and I give our guys credit. They've while they haven't been perfect, they've tried to do the right things. Their effort has been good, and that's what we're going to need here again tonight. We need to have an effort whereby, you know, our fans can really see, okay, this group is starting to really come together and get it. And I always think that if you get effort, then natural talent comes to the forefront. And I believe that if you show belief in people, then you usually get something good from it. And it's probably, unfortunately, the same the other way. And I've been guilty of doing that as well, not trusting people enough and not giving them the opportunity to show what they can do. So this group has been given opportunity. They really have taken the bull by the horns, so to speak, and that's exactly what we're going to need tonight. We're going to need a great effort. This game means a lot, again, to Columbus. You know, I'm sure they want to finish as high as they possibly can. I mean, neither team that they're going to face is a treat, but I think you always want to go in on a high note, and from our standpoint, we want to end on a high note too. It's been a trying year, but we've got some momentum that's been pretty good here at the last part of the season, and I sense all the guys want to end that way.
Is there an update on Ben Harper?
Ben is not going to be able to play. He had a little bit of I don't want to say it was a concussion, but it's concussion-like symptoms. So we've obviously been really careful with him, and he would have liked to have played, but you know, you want to make sure that you're safe. And it was one of those ones that are tricky because he practiced the day after he played, and the symptoms showed up after the practice. So, you know, there always are those lessons that are happening, and you're seeing now that our medical staff, like all the medical staffs now, are really very conscious about when it happens. They know exactly what to do now.
You've only had one shootout this year. If you had to go to one tonight, would Marc Crawford be in your shootout group?
Well, we said today that, you know, the top shooters in the thing would go in. So there's 2 guys that'll definitely be in, and Borrow's one of them. And we'll leave the 3rd pick. I hope it doesn't get to that point.
So he won't be your first shooter?
He may be, just so he doesn't think about it.
Has Chris Kelly given you what you expected that he would as an assistant coach when you pluck him from the development ranks, and do you feel that he's maybe got a bit of the bug now?
I hope he does. You know, I think he's given us more than we ever could have expected. I've had some great assistants in my time. You know, Joel Quenneville, who's the 2nd winningest coach in hockey history, you know, was the best I've ever had. His vision of the game and how he saw it, he's almost like a computer in his brain. And, you know, I've had Jacques Martin, Willie Desjardins, and Mike Johnson, and Glenn Hanlon. A lot of guys have gone on to be head coaches in the National Hockey League. I think I'd put Chris right up there with any one of those guys. Like, he's just got it. You know, when you say, you look at a player and sometimes you don't need to say anything more than that, he does. He's got a wealth of experience as a player. He played the game where he had a thinking man's game, and he's able to translate that. I think he speaks today's language with the players. I think that he's had enough distance now away from at least our group of players that there's total respect for him. And I think the sky's the limit for Chris and the coaching side. You know, he's a great hockey man. He showed it as a player, and I think he's showing it now as a coach. He showed it in our development group. So, you know, any way that he chooses he wants to go, he's going to be successful. But I definitely hope he chooses to go the coaching way, because I know he's, as I said, he's got it. Okay, thank you.